nerds. It is Wednesday, and there was a game tonight, a game that I didn't play in, that Megan will, it's the 90s Wild game, which Megan is now DMing because I bowed out of that because DMing was too much for me at the moment.
We went to the pub. The pub was weirdly...
We should back up a second.
Oh.
In this game, they created a pub that is frequented by, like, detectives and private eyes and cops. And it is the kind of place that's, like, slightly dingy that just serves beer.
Yeah, it only serves beer and, like, hard liquor straight up, or hard liquor that can be paired well with a beer. We did decide that it is on, like, the hipster strip of, like, the thrift store, the herbalist shop, the pharmacist. So it's, like, in a populated strip, but if people pop in, they pop in for a drink, they have their drink, and they leave.
Yeah, and it's frequented mostly by our, like...
They do have karaoke every once in a while, where our PI does not attend.
But tonight they went to the club and...
Tonight they went to the pub, and the, like, clientele was dancing, which was weird, and they were playing, like, funky pop music, and also, like, string instrument, like, banjo, guitar, ukulele, upbeat covers of pop music, and people were, like, doing dances that were like this, and looking around the room. At some point, every member of the party had a drink that had mysterious, glittery shimmers in it.
Did they all notice this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and drank it after they noticed.
This bodes well for the rest of the game.
Technically, Cag rolled really badly, and so we decided that he was handed a drink in a dark room where he couldn't tell it wasn't just normal beer. But basically the drinks smell like whatever you want to be drinking. So if you, like, go to investigate the drink and are like, what is this? Smells great. Seems like a great time. But if someone rolled really well on, like, investigating their drink, they noticed, like, the blood smelt like hot, fresh blood, but was room temperature. The water was refreshingly cold in your mouth, but not cold in the glass and didn't have any ice. Someone else who was drinking the same drink as you thought it tasted like ginger ale, and you thought it tasted like strawberries.
And no one was suspicious because that's the kind of group Megan's playing with.
Usually they had already drank it and they could only find this out.
Ah, got it.
By passing a strength check to see if they could overcome the fogginess of having drank the drinks. But, you know, it was just like a shimmering powder. They were like, oh, the bars, with the exception of Cag, who frequents the bar, everyone else was just like,
this is what it's like.
This must be what it's like here on the night after karaoke night when we never come. They found a dead body in the bathroom and 3 gnomes stacked on top of each other trying to mix something with a fairy in the kitchen. And no one talked to the mysterious bartender. I had a list of things that she knew that, depending on what you rolled, she would tell you. And just no one tried to persuade her to give them information. Not true. No one effectively persuaded her to give them information. Amanda rolled okay and got a drink list.
Not bad. So it was fun? A good time?
It was a good time. I think people had a good time. Next week, they're gonna go to a park.
Meanwhile, in the late game, which I am playing in, we are creating Monster of the Week characters.
Ooh.
So Maya is playing a small girl named Beatrix, who is 6 years old and a ghost because she died. And then she was like, I don't want to be dead. And some evil spirit, or the devil, was like, okay, I'll let you go back. but you're mine now. And so she has spooky powers that she can only sometimes control.
Wow.
And she fights bad guys. And then Logan is a flake, which is essentially a person who can, like, see patterns in the world and, like, read signs, like Mulder in the X-Files. And is a conspiracy theorist who spent a lot of time on conspiracy theory websites, but then found us because all the signs pointed. One of his background things of, like, how you relate to the other characters is my favorite. It's just, like, all signs pointed to the fact that you should work together. So you found them, and now you work together.
Yeah, that's fair. All of my characters, by the way, are associated by the fact that, one, I forced them to be at this bar tonight. Some of them met for the first time while finding a dead body. But they're all gonna, at the end of whatever adventure they have, try to go home, and they mostly all live in the same apartment.
Great. I'm into that. And then my character is a former grifter who discovered the underworld of monsters and decided that it was more fun to fight monsters than steal from people. Or possibly it's more fun to just do both at the same time.
Whoa.
And then Toby, who wasn't there tonight, but is going to play a divine. And we're trying to talk him into getting lay on hands as his power, which allows you to, you know, put your hands on people and heal them.
Ooh.
Because if Toby can't heal us, we're all going to die.
Because none of you are healers.
Because none of us are healers, but we are all very much like, let's fight the bad thing.
Mel found the dead body, and she's a pharmacist, so she tried to heal it.
How'd that go?
And she rolled really well, so she immediately found out it was dead.
Aww.
And I let her also, like, find his wallet and know that the blood on him was not his. I was like, while you're trying to heal him, you find his wallet. And also realize that this blood is
I thought this
what
was
they
gonna be
serve
the
in the
moment.
bar.
I thought that this was going to be the moment where you're like, you accidentally turn him into a vampire.
She can't do that.
Who
If
knows?
Trish had been there, but it was just Flo by herself in the men's bathroom with two NPCs, one of which was a dead body.
What a wild time. We're having wild times. And
Truly.
I'm going to crawl into bed now because it's almost midnight and I still have to go to work tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.